Caleb Williams, for the last year and a half, has been hyped up to be the messiah of all quarterback prospects. He's been compared to Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. And with him getting drafted #1 overall by Chicago, as you can expect, expectations are through the roof for this dude. And one thing that you don't want to hear if you're a Bears fan right now is that he's struggling in OTAs. He's throwing passes in the dirt. He's having a difficult time getting the play calls in before the play clock expires. And then he recently got benched in one pass OTA session. Now, I don't think anybody should be concerned about Caleb Williams' slow start right now, because these are OTAs. What this is for him to get a little bit more acclimated to the speed of the game, continue to learn the offense, get better timing and chemistry with his teammates. What you want to hear is him making gradual improvement from now to minicamp to training camp to week 1 of the upcoming NFL season. Okay? Now, of course, with all the hype that he's received, you expect him to hit the ground running, but making the transition from the college game to the NFL game can take some time, especially when it comes to getting the play calls in, because in college, you don't really huddle like that. After every play, you look to the sideline and there's either a guy with a play with, some signs for what the next play is going to be or some hand signals. In the NFL, however, it's much different from how you get the plays in college, because you got to huddle every single play. And for Caleb Williams, having longer terminology definitely is going to be something that he's going to have to take some time to get a better understanding of, and being able to get the plays out fast and getting everybody set. Everybody makes it seem like, having a quarterback like Caleb Williams is just going to be easy peasy. You still have to find a way to develop this guy. It's not like this dude is just going to come in already tailor-made and you don't have to do any coaching for him. And I expected Caleb Williams to struggle early in OTAs. This is what OTAs are for you to learn, get better timing and chemistry with your teammates. Now, when minicamp comes around, you want Caleb Williams to improve. And then once we get the training camp and the preseason, you want to continue to see more improvement out of Caleb Williams. And then once week 1 gets here, this is when you expect Caleb Williams to be ready and to be able to put it all together. I don't think if you're a Bears fan, you have any reasons right now to be concerned about Caleb Williams. I think many people have been waiting for the opportunity to start going with these Caleb Williams is a bust narratives. And everybody has already been trying to say he's a bust even before he's been drafted. I think it's more so been rooted in hate. Yes, he had a few off games at USC, but for the most part, he had some outstanding tape that he put on display under Lincoln Riley and the Trojans. And Lincoln Riley has a fantastic record when it comes to how his quarterbacks pan out in the NFL. For the people that are trying to use Caleb Williams' OTA struggles as a justification for why Justin Fields never should have gotten traded, I think that you're severely overreacting. Caleb Williams right now, to me, is already better than Justin Fields, and I think he's a top 10 quarterback, and I don't need to see him play a single NFL snap for me to be able to put that label on him. Some guys like CJ Stroud, who I also said was going to be a top 10 quarterback last year out the gate, are just that good. And with Caleb Williams, he meets that kind of eye test. And I'm not worried about him struggling and, a tank top and shorts. Obviously, you expect this guy with all the hype that he's received to be a lot better right now, but you still have to coach this dude up. He's not a finished product. He's far from that. Peyton Manning struggled his rookie season. There's been plenty of all-time greats that struggled out the gate. Now, Caleb Williams shouldn't struggle year 1. All right, it's just taking a little bit of time for him to get his feet under him. But I expect for him to start making some big plays as we progress throughout the remainder of this offseason. But to just try to write this dude off as a bust just because he's struggling in OTAs is just utterly ridiculous. Now, of course, you do have a right to be super critical of him because with him getting compared to Patrick Mahomes, him supposed to be a more refined version of Mahomes, you definitely expect for him to be a lot better than what he has shown up to this point in OTAs. Now, he hasn't thrown a lot of interceptions, but he's thrown a lot of almost interceptions. Maybe his teammates are intentionally dropping them so they don't, hurt his confidence. I'm expecting Caleb Williams to play at a really high level for Chicago this year. He easily should have the best quarterback performance that we've seen out of this franchise at this position in over a decade. They haven't had a competent quarterback since Jake Cutler. And Mr. Trubisky doesn't count. He's always been garbage to me. I'm not worried about CW18. This dude is going to be fine. I get that people don't like him because he can come off a little bit, he has some feminist tendencies to him. He also likes to paint his nails. He's a little bit odd, okay? But he's the new generation of quarterbacks that we have entering the game, when some of these guys kind of going to be a little bit diva-ish, have some feminine qualities about themselves, but I don't really care about all the extra stuff. You can paint your nails all you want to as long as you're producing on the field and you're winning games. I don't care about him crying in his mom's arms after USC lost to Washington. If anything, that shows passion. That shows that this dude wants to win. People take every small thing with Caleb Williams that's a negative, and they amplify it times 100 to further try to push this BS narrative that he's going to be a bust. Like, I'm willing to bet money that Caleb Williams lives up to the hype. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not. Are there going to be some growing pains? Yes, but CJ Stroud, who most of us consider to have the best rookie season ever for a first-year quarterback, even he had a couple of off games. That's just what happens with first-year quarterbacks. Caleb Williams is going to be fine. I'm not going to make a big deal of his OTA struggles as long as he continues to prove during the offseason. Now, if we hear some rumblings about him getting outperformed by Tyson Badgett leading up to their week 1 game, then I'll start to, maybe have some doubts. But Caleb Williams is going to be fine. No reason to panic. He's a rookie. He's trying to get settled into the game. He's going to be okay.